Hello, Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity and creator of Bogash Life and Balance. And today we're going to talk about a condition that affects arguably over half of the population and increases your risk of everything. High blood pressure, most cancers, absolutely heart disease. And this is prediabetes. And then obviously the progression to diabetes. But prediabetes is really bad for us. If you have high cholesterol, if you have high blood pressure, if you have high triglycerides, if you're carrying too much weight around the middle, you are pre-diabetic. And look around, that is a huge chunk of the population, probably much larger than the 50% or so that we attribute it to because they met certain markers. The reality is those numbers are probably far higher. I've heard some people estimate that as much as 3/4, 75% of the population of the U.S. is actually pre-diabetic. It's a little scary numbers. So one condition that happens in people with prediabetes is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or fatty liver that is not related to alcohol. This particular study refers to it as metabolic associated fatty liver disease, but they're the same thing. And so to see how strongly linked fatty liver was to cancer, they looked at a group of almost 353,000 people. Of these, 37% of them had fatty liver. That's a huge percentage. Out of all this group, 23,345 actually were diagnosed with cancer. And so they looked at how much having fatty liver was related to developing cancer. And the numbers were pretty striking. Out of 24 cancers identified, 10 of them were linked to prediabetes or fatty liver. That number would likely be all 24 if they looked at the entire subset of prediabetes and not just the small chunk that had fatty liver. In decreasing order, highest in the list was endometrial cancer, with 236% higher risk for somebody who had fatty liver. It then went to gallbladder. That's if they still have it, because having your gallbladder removed is a sign of prediabetes, and it's a decades early warning sign that somebody's on the track to diabetes. Liver cancer, kidney cancer, thyroid cancer. Thyroid cancer in several studies have been strongly linked to prediabetes. Esophageal cancer, pancreatic cancer, C-peptide, which has tie-ins with prediabetes, higher levels quadruples the risk of pancreatic cancer. Bladder cancer, breast cancer, and colorectal cancer was 14%. These are all substantial associations between fatty liver and cancer. This is one of the reasons why I say that cancer is largely environmentally driven. The genetic component, hey, everybody in my family died of a heart attack or cancer, that doesn't matter if you make the right choices. Some people would disagree, but I would suggest that the evidence suggests that that is so much the case. Even here, looking at how strong the links were with fatty liver, and that wasn't even the entire subset of people that were pre-diabetic. As always, I'll post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you think needs the information, and subscribe to the channel.